Hi guys! In this video, I will show you how you can edit the lighting of Octane Compositor. As an object for lighting, I used a model that Karan Chidam created and kindly provided an Octane blender for all members of the community. In this example, the scene uses 9 light sources, 1 emitting material, and an environment map. To control each light source, I gave each of them its own unique identifier. You can do this in the light source settings in the shader editor. Then, in the render editor Hey BioVi, I made 3 groups of Hey OVI. The first one contains cryptomats for creating masks based on materials and objects. The second one contains a custom AI for masking the main object. The third group contains light passages of each light source and maps of the environment. In the first video, I told you how to assemble the final image from individual passages. The same thing can be obtained if you add up all the light sources in the scene. Since each light source contributes to the final image, it is possible to make changes to the final result by manipulating each individual light source during compositing. Let's go to the Octane Composite editor. To control the light in the Octane Composer, you can use 2 options: a light mixer and light passages. The light mixer node is a node that contains attributes that allow you to turn on or off light sources with a certain identifier, a slider for adjusting the light intensity, and a color field for selecting a color shade. At the same time, light sources can have an intensity of more than 100%. In order to see the final image, it is necessary to activate all identifiers that have light sources in the scene, as well as the surrounding illumination. I'm going to add the SS tinting, and now, when comparing with the rendering result, we see that everything is done correctly. Now you can make changes. To compare the results, I duplicate the node tree and connect the output and Vi groups to the second input of the node. This is a fairly simple method that allows you to manipulate light sources, including controlling the contribution of a certain light source to the illumination of certain objects. To do this, you will need masks and layer groups. So, for example, to leave the main object unchanged, I will create a second group of layers and use a custom IV, which is a mask for the main object. Next, I will change the color of the bubbles and turn off the 7th light source to remove unnecessary reflection on the bubbles. In the same way, I will make a correction of lighting on beige spheres. For more control, you can use the second method. To do this, you need to create a layer group for each light identifier. This method allows you to create any number of layers and use the entire set of color correction commands, as well as use various blending modes between layers. In addition, it is possible to use direct and indirect lighting passages for all light sources, which gives even more control over lighting. After all the nodes are connected, I will make changes to the shade of the surrounding backlight to make the image in cool tones. I will duplicate the lower layer as the base and add a color correction node in the upper layer. In order to leave the main object unchanged, I will use the Cryptomatte again. Now I will make the diodes glow, and so that the color of the lower three differs from the color and brightness of the upper diode. To do this, you will again need to duplicate the radiation layer and create masks on certain objects in each of the layers. To change the color, I use a solid color layer. Then I duplicate the layer with the surrounding backlight and change the hue on the bubbles. I increase the intensity of the light source on the upper part of the model, and also turn off the reflection on the bubbles from this light source. I will increase the intensity of some more sources. I'll change the background lighting. I will increase the overall contrast and adjust the brightness and contrast on the bubbles. As a result, we get 3 lighting options in the scene. And that's it for today. See you in the next video. Stay tireless.